Environment and Marine Safety Division was notified at 2:54 in the afternoon about a bluff collapse that happened at the beach here in Encinitas, right below the staircase here at Stone Steps. It actually occurred just adjacent to a lifeguard tower. We had an active lifeguard in that tower who actually reported to us that he actually heard it slough off, and that was his first notification, is when he heard it happen. He also noticed that there were people that were involved and trapped in the debris pile. We were on scene within 4 minutes, and we were extricated 5 people from the debris pile. Those injuries are: we have one person who is deceased that is here at scene. We have one that was flown by air ambulance in critical condition to Scripps La Jolla. We have one that was transported to Scripps Encinitas in critical condition. And then we have 2 people with minor injuries. One was treated and released at scene, and one was transported by ground ambulance, and I'm not sure what hospital that person went to. As of now, we're still investigating. I don't have any ages or names of those people. We'll get those to you just as soon as we can. We do have a portion of the pile that we were not able to search because of the stability of the bluff. We have called in some search dogs, and they're actively searching right now. As soon as we get a verification that no one else is under that pile, I will let you know. Right now, we are stabilizing as much as we can and keeping clear all of the bluffs in the area. Our engineer from the city of Encinitas has evaluated the bluff. The homes on top of the bluff are not in any danger at all, and we're going to have. I'll have my captain here talk about what we're going to be doing with the debris that's on the beach. Before I turn it over to him, I just want to say that the city's and fire department's thoughts and prayers are with the victims and the families of the victims right now, and we hope that they do okay. So right now, I'll turn it over to Larry.
Do the people on the beach report anyone missing now that they know of, or is anyone accounted for who was on the beach?
We have a couple. We have a couple different stories, so we don't exactly know.
Are you able to tell us if the victims were local or visiting, perhaps?
We're still gathering that information.
And then any details on, unfortunately, the deceased person? Have you guys been able to get the body or anything yet?
Yeah, we have recovered the body, and the medical examiner's on the way.
How big an area is this that's collapsed?
Yeah, so it's about the area is about 25 feet by 30 feet, probably at its highest about 10 feet high, and the engineer has estimated it to be about 15 to 20 cubic yards of material.
Okay, at this time the beach area is closed down from approximately Ponto Beach area on the Leucadia-Carlsbad border, and several hundred yards to the south of the Grandview Beach access here, it will be shut down. We're having heavy equipment coming into the area to help remove some of the debris in there. At this time, we have dog teams down on the beach. They're doing a cursory search, and they're trying to find out if we have anybody else left underneath that debris pile. Additionally, the tide is going to be one of the higher tides of the year tonight. So the rescue operations are going to be a little technical, a little difficult. We're plenty of resources coming in. We have a lot of mutual aid agencies coming from all over the county to help us get through this. California State Parks, Sheriff Department, San Diego Fire Rescue, multiple other neighboring agencies all helping out. Lifeguards are going to be keeping the beach clear so they can continue to work in this area. We ask that the public help us and stay out of that area until we can get it done and searched.
Will this continue into the night?
This will continue to the point where it becomes unsafe for the teams to get in there and do the work.
Now, has any of the engineers made an assessment as to the stability of the rest of the bluff?
Yes, they have. We had a soil engineer come in and assess. We do have concerns. There is an area in there that is still unstable. We're concerned about a secondary collapse. He's reassured us that the homes on the bluff are far enough back, way out of the way, that there's no structural problems or concerns of these homes up on top of the bluff. It has nothing to do with those at this particular time.
Now, when they start the soil removal, will they have to do a, what do they call it? So they'll have to reinforce the bluff? Or,
Yeah, this is the material is extremely dense, heavy Torrey and Del Mar sandstone formation. That's a local formation you see at Black's Beach, along Carlsbad, Encinitas, on a beach in Del Mar. This material is very, very heavy. You can't move it unless you have heavy equipment. So teams are going to come in and slowly and meticulously break it apart to see if we have anybody underneath there.
The area you said you guys are a little concerned about still, could you describe where it is in relation to the existing collapse?
That is directly adjacent behind where the material basically slabbed off the cliff and landed on the beach. That's the area of concern right now.
And could you maybe just describe some of those tools you guys use? These are obviously very complex rescue situations. What are some of the things you guys utilize today?
Well, starting with the basic hand tools, buckets, things like that the first responders came in. Fire department, special rescue folks came in with some airbags to move some of the heavier equipment or debris off of some of the victims. And then we're going to continue with heavy equipment, front end loaders, things like that.
Was there any seismic activity prior to this Bluff collapse? Did we know anything like that?
We're not aware of anything like that. No reports. Our city engineer didn't bring anything up like that. Our soil engineer.
Captain, in your career, sir, have you ever seen a collapse like this before?
Yes.
Okay.
We have dealt with this before.
Worse? You've seen worse?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Okay.
yes. So at this time, I have State Park Chief Brian Ketter. He's also had some experience in this, and he's going to cover the natural eroding coastline issues and things like that, and hopefully we can get more information out on public safety stuff. So, Chief Ketter?
As Captain Giles mentioned, this is a natural occurring event. All of these bluffs have water seepage. It's sandstone that sits on other soils and then sandstone again. So this is a reoccurring event. It should be noted that our lifeguards, both state and city, make active preventative contacts to people that sit along the bluffs. We have signage on most of our beaches that say stay back from the bluffs, just because it is so active. And we never know when these things are going to happen. Again, as he said, it's a Del Mar Torrey Pine sandstone. It's very heavy, it's very dense. When you asked about hand tools, we train with fire on entrapment issues, so it's soft tools when we know that we have somebody buried, and then it's hand tools. And now that we've gotten to this stage, cadaver dogs are going to ensure that we don't have any other victims that are under that, and then we'll slowly take it apart with heavy equipment.
What is a safe distance for people to keep in mind on the beach away from the bluffs?
I think when you listen to what the debris spoils were, they bounced about 30 feet out, so we try to keep everybody 25 to 40 feet away. It is difficult in these areas. People love Encinitas and Solana Beach and Del Mar, and you have the ocean on one side and the bluffs on the other, and it's just one of those things that you need to be aware of your tides, you need to be aware of where your children are playing, and just make sure that you find a safe spot on the beach, and as the tide comes up, move to a bigger or larger beach area, a more expansive beach area.
How often do you see a bluff collapse of this magnitude?
I would say we see bluff collapses are fairly common. Probably, I'm going to say, I'll guess 4 to 8 per year. Nothing of this magnitude, but we have had some in the past, both at San Alejo and farther down that have happened. And then you remember the recent ones at Del Mar that we had this spring. I'm going to turn it over to the sheriffs.
You guys covered a lot of it, but this is a very, very tragic event that we're all dealing with today. No one woke up thinking this would happen. So our hearts and prayers are with the families today. So we're just doing the best that we can to get through this today.
We were told there was some counseling being done down there. I mean, just witnesses. Obviously, this is something traumatic to see. Anything that you guys are doing to work with other people just who saw something like this happen?
We do. We have tips. Our trauma intervention. They are en route here to be there and be a support with the families. I think we have another group that's down.
Yes, and so, I mean, these are very difficult situations for fire, lifeguards, park rangers, from all these agencies, and so they're very traumatic, and so we're helping those folks out that were first in, and so we have some specialists coming in to check them out and make sure they're in good health.
And then I think it is important, like the lieutenant said, that we do have tips coming in for any members of the public that witness the event or are having a hard time with it. They'll be here to answer questions, just walk through the process.
So with this bluff collapse here, will the geologist look at any other parts of the bluff? I mean, we always know that there are roads.
Yes, our soil engineer has already come down. He's walked the beach extensively in the area and gave us a really good size up. His main concern right now is just that one area. This is a naturally eroding coastline, there's really no rhyme or reason, but that's what it does naturally. And so you're down here, high tide, surf, and this is sandstone, and this is what it does, and this is how our beaches are actually partially made. It actually has these failures, and it develops sand on these beaches.
Back to the victims briefly, if you could. I know you weren't quite ready to share age ranges or identities. Is there any way to just share if children were involved at all?
So the sheriff department is the lead on that. I have to turn it back over.
Yeah, at this time, I wish I had more info for you in regards to the victim. We do not have an age on the victim. We do know it is an adult female, but that's the only information that we have. So the medical examiner is headed, they're en route right now, and then they'll be able to give you any additional info on that.
Were children among any of the injured?
No.
Did it all appear to be one group of people that were together, one party?
That we don't know. We haven't confirmed that.
Anything else you'd like the public to know?
We'll give better safety briefing on what to do in the future when you come down on these beaches across the California coastline. This isn't just isolated to Encinitas. This happens up and down the entire coastline, and it's a natural occurrence. And we just want to get good information out so people can have good information to make good decisions on when they go to the beach.
Do they do like a regular assessment of the coastline in highly populated areas, or do they are there any telltale signs of what may happen?
Talk about the engineer folks.
Yeah, the engineers.
Yes, so the city is very active. Our soils engineer that we have on staff has been for decades. He's very knowledgeable, and the city examines these bluffs routinely.
How long will the beach be closed, just so the public knows as well? Will it last into the weekend at all?
It all depends on how we get through this process of clearing the area. Again, we'll talk to the soil engineer on that. And then the other thing, every single day, these lifeguards in the San Diego County area are chronically patrolling these beaches, and they chronically report anything that they see that they think is a potential. And so those are your first go-to folks. I mean, we case this beach back and forth every day, and that's part of the safety assessment that we do here amongst all the lifeguard agencies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.